Johnson and Greg Biffle. Biffle's been second in every race he's run this week. He's sick of the bridesmaids rolling. He is there off two. And Danica Patrick rides a solid third right now.
I'm going to be talking to Greg Zipadelli.
Flipping further back. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is up to fourth. Mark Morton rides fifth. Then it's Denny Hamlin, first car to the bottom of the racetrack. Make that Brad Keselowski. Gets in front of Hamlin to the bottom. He's going to try to lead that inside lane back to the front. Pulls up alongside Dale Jr. Does anybody pull a crossover move on Jimmy Johnson?
Thanks for holding. Do you have a question for Greg Zipadelli?
Yes, I'm from Florence, Arizona, and my question is, what is it like working with Tony Stewart?
Okay. Well, he was his crew chief, you know, so he has worked with him for a while.
Yeah, I just want to know what it's like, especially when it comes to his temper.
Okay, we have that question. We have a question about his ups and downs. Do you have something else?
Alright, what is working as competition director like at a team, race team? Douglas Kenny is the name.
Hang on a second. Okay, and it was Kenny?
Kenny, K-E-N-N-E-Y.
Okay, I'm going to put you on hold. They should pick up shortly.
Biffle right there in second. Danica Patrick is third. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Mark Martin to the super stretch. As of right now, nobody's stepping out of line, patiently riding, and single file formation halfway down the Daytona super stretch. Jimmy Johnson has a low Chevrolet up front. Everybody's still in line up into the 31-degree braking of turn number 3. Led by Jimmy Johnson, moves to the inside of the racetrack. Greg Biffle, Danica Patrick is there. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Mark Martin snaking his way off turn number 4, snaking his way around the racetrack. Jimmy Johnson leads with 2 to go. Something's got to give. Greg Biffle goes second. Danica Patrick is third. Nobody using their seats on the backstretch of Daytona. Everybody on their feet to see how this one ends up. With 2 to go, it's Jimmy Johnson. It's Greg Biffle, Danica Patrick, Dale Jr. and Mark Martin. Now Jimmy Johnson trying to make that Chevrolet SS as wide as he possibly can. Nobody stepping out of line. Here they come down the super stretch. Biffle, Patrick, Earnhardt, Martin, your top 5. Single file at the front of the field, still using the outside of the racetrack through turn number 4. Now they'll move to the inside. Jimmy Johnson, Greg Biffle, Danica Patrick, Dale Jr. still all single file. They're coming to the white flag at the Daytona 500. It's time to get busy, but so far nobody stepping out of line. Back around the 4th position. Junior does look to the outside, but quickly goes back. Single file at once. 1, 2, 3, all single file at the top of the racetrack. Then 2 car lengths back to Junior. 1 car spins into the outside line. Travis Quapple, some of the numbers go into the fence. Joey Logano gets it to 0-2. Jimmy Johnson continuing to show the way. Nobody stepping out of line. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. He'll dive to the bottom. He's got third. He's going for second. Earnhardt's off on the lead.
He's only a champion of living off his father's name.
Flexing the line behind race leader Jimmy Johnson. Off of turn number 4. It's below Chevrolet. Johnson leads off the corner. Jimmy Johnson takes his Chevrolet to the bottom of the racetrack. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will look to the inside, look to the outside, but he will not get it done. And Jimmy Johnson has won the Daytona 500 for the second time in his career. The first one came back in 2006. And now Jimmy Johnson has backed it up by winning the Daytona 500 in 2013. The celebration is on. Let's go to his pit. Jimmy Johnson goes to victory lane. Team owner Rick Hendrick is here. Congratulations, Mr. Race. Jimmy Johnson's up before you here today. We had a hard time finishing these races this morning. Run 1-2, man, what a day. I'm so proud of Jimmy, Dale. Great move by Dale there at the end. Woo. Glad. All right, that's Mr. Rick Hendrick. He goes to victory lane here today. Crew Chief Chad Chanelson's here. He is also celebrating, Chad. Congratulations, your driver brought you the trophy here today. 55th running of the Daytona 500. Yeah, Jimmy did a fantastic job today. And it's been a tough week and a half down here in Daytona, obviously. Everybody need to work together. NASCAR, all the teams to get to these Gen 6 cars where we needed them so they go out there and put on a good show. And I think it was a heck of a show, and Jimmy did a fantastic job. The guys back in the shop, they had to put in a lot of extra effort to get these cars built, and I just can't say enough about them. And, man, thank God for Lowe's.
This is MRN, the voice of NASCAR. If you're having problems with your white number receiver, call Westwood One Technical Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's 888-435-7450. Email westwood1@netops@westwood1.com or go online at www.dg-tech.net.
Welcome back to Eldora, approaching halfway in the first of three segments for tonight's NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, and there's a dandy battle for the lead in turn two. Timothy Peters has the top spot, but Dave Blaney is there within a truck length, looking inside and out over the last couple of laps. This time, Peters goes to the top, as does Dave Blaney, will follow the tire track, this time through turns 3 and 4.
Now you talk about somebody who is there as well. He was 2 seconds behind. Now he's within shouting distance. That's Kyle Larson running a strong third.
Once again, looking to make this a 3-truck battle at the front of the field. Larson about 7 truck lengths behind the lead duo. Here's Blaney to the inside of Timothy Peters. Has a look to the inside, but Peters strong top side. Blaney falls to the line of second. Timothy Peters continues to make his truck work well up on the top side of the racetrack, the preferred groove early.
Kenny, they should be getting to you shortly, so keep holding, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
And for the race leaders on the back straightaway. Peters out front, 2 truck lengths over Blaney. Only 3 more now. Back to Kyle Larson in third.
And remember, Larson is a man who has won here at Eldora in midgets, in sprint cars, in the Silver Crown car. He has done things that only Jack Hewitt has done over the years here at this racetrack. He's going to be very much in the mix in just a moment or so. We have been clean and green thus far through the first 33 laps of this event. This is a 60-lap segment, so we're just past halfway. Kenny Schrader, tonight's pole sitter, led the first 14 laps. Peters took over at lap 15 and has been in front ever since. But all of his up to Dave Blaney and Kyle Larson are right there in a battle.
They are side by side for the second spot. Is the runner-up position at Kyle Larson as they move in and around the lap truck of Scott Woodwith. Here's the challenge for the lead. Here's Kyle Larson. He swings it down low up off the bottom of turn number 4, still chasing Timothy Peters.
This is MRN, the Motor Racing Network.
Green is in the air, and quickly through the gearbox, Austin Dillon goes sliding off into turn 1.
And he leads by a truck length over Ryan Newman. Has been able to take the second spot away from Kyle Larson, who battles back down top of the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side for second. That allows Austin Dillon to pull away in the front. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go to settle things at Eldora. Austin Dillon, the leader to turn 1. He leads by himself at the front of the field. Side by side for second. Larson goes top side. He gets the second spot back from Ryan Newman, but it is Austin Dillon leading by 6 truck lengths into turn 3 for the final time in Eldora.
If he holds on, it'll be his 5th win in the series. Here he comes sliding off turn number 4, and Austin Dillon will win NASCAR's return to dirt here at the Eldora Speedway ahead of Kyle Larson, Ryan Newman, Joey Coulter, and Brendan Gaughan. We check in victory lane.
Tell you what, smiles abound here, and Austin Dillon brings the truck in here. And you were 2011 champion. I didn't see you smile this much when you won that championship. Congratulations.
This is bad to the bone. I want to thank all these fans. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this show. I hope there's more of these. This is what racing's about. I got to thank Tony Stewart. We all do for letting us come here and do this. And American Ethanol, our sponsor. But this is a great race. I brought a bunch of asphalt guys. I have a few dirt guys here. And I got to thank Team Dillon Racing. That's where I learned the dirt race. And love coming out here running the world and all this stuff. But I tell you what, this is one of the biggest wins of my career for sure. I love it.
Take us through that race there, particularly in that middle segment. You had a good heated battle there with the 30 and the 34 truck. Of course, Ryan Newman up there as well. So what about the run?
Well, you know, my game plan the whole week was to keep the truck clean as I could and then have it for the end of the race. Just kind of let them guys get in lap traffic and mess up and then try and come under them. And that's what helped us get all the way up through there. And, heck, man, that was awesome racing.
There it is, Austin Dillon victory lane here at Eldora. Richard Childress is down here as well, of course, granddad. Got a quick word with Richard as he sits down here and celebrates this one. And Richard, you've been around this sport a long time. We go back to dirt track racing once again, and it's your grandson in victory lane. How about it?
I mean, it's great. It's great. A great crowd tonight. The enthusiasm, the racing. It was some really great racing all night. And Tony did a great job getting his track ready. And, man, you can't say enough about all these fans. And let's give it to the fans one time. Woo! There you go. Richard Childress here, victory lane. He's celebrating with his grandson, Austin Dillon, here at Eldora.
This is MRN, the voice of NASCAR. If you're having problems with your Wagner receiver, call Westwood One Technical Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's We fly 70.
Speak in Florence, Arizona. Welcome to NASCAR Live.
Hey, Mr. Zipadelli?
Yes, sir.
I have a question to ask, which is, what is it like working as the competition director of a race team?
It's very hectic. You know, when I was crew chief, it was you had your 10 or 12 guys and your B team guys that came in on Sunday, and you worried about that. And then you had your meetings and what you felt like you needed, but you didn't get into a ton of day-to-day stuff from a global perspective. From where I am right now at Stewart Haas VP competition, it's every department that prepares these cars to get to the racetrack. You know, from the 4 teams, the 4 drivers, the 4 crew chiefs, and then all the manufacturing that gets done, our CNC department. So it's just
Cool.
in all honesty, it's just hectic. We've got a lot of people. We're adding a lot of people. A lot of growth. It's fun. It's challenging. But it's different. It's like I tell people that before you had the highs and lows being a crew chief and making those calls and the adrenaline.
Ah, I see.
Like you're at 75% of that, and it stays there all the time. You know,
How hard is that, though? I mean, how hard is it to get used to that when you're used to being in the heat of battle?
Wasn't that cool?